as we would have liked, but certainly more than good enough. And the Blues FIFA Club World Cup campaign is off and running. They have beaten the Moroccans Wydad by 2-0. Well, let's go back to the studio and we can join Shaun, Steph, Houghton and Natalie.
Welcome back to Matchday Live, where City have won their first Club World Cup game 2-0 against Wydad. I'm still joined by Steph Houghton and by Shaun. The game feels maybe a little bit overshadowed by a late red card for Rico Lewis. We'll get onto that, of course. But Steph, what did you make of the overall game?
I think it's a typical first game of a tournament, especially when people have not played for a long time in humid conditions. But ultimately, I think if you'd asked the team before the game what they wanted to do was to win, and they've done that. They've kept a clean sheet, and a few of the new signings have had a chance to impress and to get used to playing in this system with Pep. So I think overall in the studio, we're really happy with just the win. Of course, at the end of the game, it's kind of been shadowed by the fact that Rico got sent off, but ultimately it was about winning today, and 2-0 clean sheet, job done, on to the next one.
OK, let's talk about Rico before we get into anything else, because it feels like we've got to. So he's sent off in the last couple of minutes of that second half for a sliding tackle that he made, that he won the ball. Yeah. But we're presuming it is the follow-through where his leg has caught the opposition player's face, Shaun. What did you make of it?
Well, I think it's totally accidental. I think his momentum, obviously, he's won the ball. I think his momentum in the slide, his foot has obviously caught the player. I think at worst it's a yellow card. So I'm a bit perplexed as to the decision as to a red card. Disappointing because, again, he's a clever player, good player, developing player. It's disappointing because it's just overshadowed. To start the tournament in a nice way in terms of a clean sheet, as Steph said, 2 goals. Disappointed I didn't get my 4 goals. So, but that was also with me unknowing a bit of them in terms of what they were about. But yeah, for me, it's the wrong call, a red card. A bit perplexed by that decision.
So in the Club World Cup, a red card gives you a 1-game automatic ban, but they do have the option of extending that should they want to, and they want to look back on it. What did you think of the tackle, Steph? I
think it's harsh, to be honest. I think the state of the game in terms of the second half was a bit flat because we made a lot of changes. The job was kind of done, but I think Rico, being a young player and obviously wanting to impress, I think, for me, I love the fact he's going in. He's got all that energy, that passion, but he's not intentionally trying to hurt the player, and I think that's a big shame because I think in this tournament Rico would probably get a lot of minutes, especially on that right-hand side, coming into midfield. And let's hope it's only a 1-game ban, because I think the intention was never to engage an opponent. It was just to slide for the ball. And yeah, I think it just kind of dampened the game a little bit, if I'm being honest. But trying to be positive, I think it's good that we've won. It's good that we've kind of started bright, and hopefully we continue that over the next couple of games.
Yeah, it was a fairly subdued second half is what it kind of felt like, Shaun. We 2-0 up just before half-time. Not too much happened before the red card in that second half.
Yeah, not too much happened, but that's also the experience of City, recognising that they actually weren't a bad team. And what I mean is that they had experienced players, good technical players, and when the likes of, we got Rodrigo and Gundogan, a couple of times we saw them pass the ball between each other because it was a bit of transition. And I think City wanted to stop that transition. And so their experience there was like, listen, we need to keep the ball a little bit more. And again, watching the game in the heat, it's a whole other thing when you're out there in that heat. So I think that's part of it. Players obviously not fully fit, so we turned the ball over a little bit more than we would like. And I think those players, as in Gundogan, the experienced players, are thinking we need to get a grip of the game and keep it. So therefore, I think we didn't have as many threats as we would have liked. But there's still some good things. I mean, Savinho, I like the fact of he had the beaten at the fullback. Doku is same at the beaten. It's a case of could we get more bodies in the box to get on the end of some of their crosses when they beat the players. But Pep will be pleased. He was just disappointed that we gotten that red card at the end.
Yeah, there's always something for Pep not to be pleased about, though, Shaun. He'll find something. But a big plus, obviously, as you say, Rodri coming on in that second half. Great to see him back on the pitch. Shake off some of those cobwebs that he's had, Steph. And also, we got to see a little inkling of how maybe him and Reinders will play together.
Yeah, Reinders got pushed a little bit more further forward, making them a little bit of a third-man run into the box. And I think Rodri, as City fans, you want him to hit the heights of what he's done over the last couple of years. But he's been out for nearly a year, 8-9 months, and it's going to take him time to get back to that level, and this is why these games are important. Them last 30 minutes, he probably a few wayward passes, but ultimately that's him just finding his position again. But Reinders, I was really impressed with. I think he showed a lot of good qualities that we might need over this season in terms of retention of the ball, and them forward runs, especially in them second half. So I think I was very impressed with his debut. But I think overall, in terms of the team performance, I think we got the job done. And this is about peaking at the right times, and it's going to take us a while to get there.
Yeah, in our commentary, Alistair Mann and Nicky Weaver said they would have picked Reinders as their man of the match. Would you have agreed, Shaun? Yes,
I like what I was seeing with him in the first half in particular. He was deep in terms of receiving balls off the centre halves, but he passed 2 or 3 balls that broke lines, not only in the the first phase, but the second. So it was breaking 2 lines, and I thought, okay, this is something I look forward to seeing him do. Somebody that can come a little bit deeper, but also he has that ability to go forward, as Steph said, to get a bit more involved further up the field as well.
I've got a little bone to pick with the Club World Cup, though, because Reinders was, yours, they are our man of the match.
Yeah.
They didn't have a man of the match. I had to write it down because it irked me. Did you see it? It came up. Phil Foden was named the superior player of the match. What do we think? What do we think of that, Steph? Superior player of the match.
I don't know whether that would make the Premier League the superior man of the match. I think we, play of the match. I think we've all agreed here it's probably going to be Reinders, isn't it? I mean, Phil Foden, a goal and an assist, which is great for him, but ultimately, in terms of impact on the match, I think Reinders definitely, and Edison and Ake are always dependable at the back as well to keep that clean sheet.
Absolutely. The Club World Cup can do things their own way, but we'll have man of the match, please. Player of the match, superior player of the match goes a little bit far, but you know what? I'm sure Phil Foden will take it, and we can hear from him now.
Phil, congratulations. Win for City, a player of the match performance from you. How pleased can you be with the start to the tournament?
Yeah, very happy for the team to start the tournament with a win. It was difficult at times with the heat. We're not used to playing in it, so we had to keep the ball a little bit more, be more patient. But, you know, fair play to them as well. There was a top team on the counter-attack. Caused a lot of chances as well that we had to deal with. So, yeah, happy with the performance and happy with the 3 points.
You've made some history as well, the fastest goal scored at the Club World Cup. Talk me through that one. Brilliant goal.
Yeah, I seem to score most of my goals in and around the box. So, yeah, I was just staying alive. And the ball fell to me and I put it away nicely, so I'm really happy.
It's now the end of your longest run without a goal for Manchester City. Was there an element of relief there as well for you? You're back.
Yeah, definitely a new season, fresh me, so yeah, just looking forward to the season now.
And then return the favour, an assist for Jeremy Doku. What a goal that was as well.
Yeah, great finish. I didn't see it until I came off the pitch, seeing it back on the replay, and yeah, what a finish. It was a difficult technique and yeah, it made it look easy.
How important is this tournament for you personally to go into the new season in the best form possible and full of confidence as well?
Very important, not just for me, for all the players. For players like Rodri as well, who's just come back from injury, it's really important to, you know, get your sharpness now in this big competition. So, yeah, it's really important.
Have you spoken to Pep about your role next season, what he wants from you, or not yet?
No, not yet. Still early on. Just keep training well and being the best version of me. And, yeah, hopefully I can perform like this every game.
Just finally on the new signings, are you enjoying playing alongside them? Are they settling in?
Yeah, they're all top players. They're settled in really well. Yeah, just excited to keep playing with them.
Well, thanks, well done. All the best. Good luck.
Thank you.
The superior player of the match, Phil Foden there speaking. Great to see Phil Foden back on the score sheet today with an assist. And he looked dead happy there, I thought, Steph, which is lovely to see.
Yeah, it really is. I think last year was difficult for him, especially at the beginning of the season, after the Euros with England. And there's so much expectation on him, and there has been for so many years since he's come into the first team, being a Manchester City academy player, being from Manchester, City supporter. So the pressure is always going to be there for him, and he hit his the highest of highs by winning Premier League Player of the Season, the goals that he had. So last year was a surprise for all of us, but I think ultimately when you're a player, and we've been there, when you are happy, you tend to perform at your best. And I think football's there to be enjoyed, so it's nice to see him smiling, and I think he kind of said it's a new season for him. So I think when you have that mindset, it makes you relax a little bit more.
Yeah, great to see him smiling again. And of course, we'll all be smiling because City have won their first Club World Cup group game. We, if you'll know by now, of course, that we're in Group G alongside Juventus and alongside Al Hilal. That is Group H. They are playing Real Madrid a little bit later on as well. It is Juventus and Al Ain. We'll get that. And the other two teams that are in Group G, of course, 4 teams in every group. The top 2 teams in each group go through to the last 16 knockout stage. In Group G, we will play one of the teams that is in Group H, which is why Al Hilal was in my mind, because they're in that group alongside Real Madrid. So if we top our group, we'll play the runner-up in Group H. If we come second in our group, we'll play the winner from Group H. So just to show you, there is some tasty games coming up. Real Madrid and Al Hilal play later on this evening, and then after that, Juventus and Al Ain play in our group. So, I mean, that game's like 2 o'clock in the morning, guys. You're probably just going to want to catch the highlights of that one just to see how we're going to do. But it's going to be interesting to see how well Juventus play in that game, what sort of scoreline they get against that. Because absolutely no disrespect to Al Ain, but they are, of course, a team that are from Abu Dhabi. They finished 5th in the UAE Pro League this year, winning 12 of their 26 matches. Juventus also not a great, season by their standards for Juventus. They finished 4th in Serie A. But I think it's going to be really interesting, Shaun, to see how good Juventus are in this game.
Yes, and Juventus, as you said, the season that they've had previously, but it's a new start for them. Again, some of these teams, Al will be sort of used to the warmer climate, so they'll probably try to take advantage of that. And I think that was also one of the reasons why a little bit more challenging for City, as Phil said, alluded in his sort of statements. But yeah, I think Juventus will look to get off on a good start, and these European big countries, big teams like Juventus, really looking forward to see how they get on, because again, as we get further into the competition, to be able to see the big teams face each other and see how they all unfold.
Because Al Hilal take on Real Madrid, as we said, later on this evening. That is Group H. Now, Al Hilal, if you don't know, of course, is where João Cancelo currently plays, along as Alexander Mitrovic. You'll know who was at Fulham in the Premier League for a while as well. It feels like, Steph, that we're going to need to win our group to perhaps avoid playing Real Madrid in the next round. I would like to avoid playing Real Madrid ever again, if I'm being honest, but certainly I wouldn't like to do it in the next round. But will you keep an eye on that game as well to see how Real Madrid do against Al Hilal?
Yeah, definitely. I think, especially with the likes of Trent moving there, I think it'd be nice to see how they set up. But like what you said, I think the aim will be to win the group, to try and make that easiest route as possible to potentially winning a trophy. And yeah, I think them Real Madrid games, we've had a fair few of them over the last couple of years. Some good, some bad, but I think ultimately the aim is to win. So if you can kind of navigate a way that's going to be a little bit easier for you, that's the most ideal scenario.
Yes, please. And I'm going to keep an eye on that as well, because Trent is starting in that game. So that'll be interesting to see how he settles into that Real Madrid team. Thank you so much, guys. It was so lovely. Thank you so much, Steph. You are back for our... You're doing the Juventus game with FG and with David James. Shaun, it's been lovely to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Please, will you maybe speak to your current employers and see if you can get a clause that says you can come back to us more?
I shall have a word.
That'd be lovely, please. I know you're very busy in the season, but it's been lovely to see you. Thank you for being here. And thank you all for watching Matchday Live. It's been a pleasure to have your company. Don't forget, you can watch every game of the Club World Cup for free on DAZN, all of our games, but also all of the games. So you get that Real Madrid game later. And if you want to stay up till 2 a.m. in the UK to get that Juventus game, Al Ain game, you can do that for free on DAZN as well. Matchday Live will be with you throughout the competition as well. For the next game, Kel will be in the studio alongside Paul Dickoff and Neda Manur. Of course, that is the squeaky 2 a.m. kickoff that we've got as well. So thank you. If you're going to stay up to watch that, I will be catching up on it the next day. Also, other great news that happened tonight. Oscar Bob came on as a substitute. Oh, we have missed him. Been waiting for Oscar Bob to get fit again and start playing regularly, because, of course, he's showed so much promise. And this is very exciting for you, because coming very, very soon, there is going to be a new documentary about Oscar Bob on City Plus. We followed him last year on his road to recovery from that long injury that plagued him. So here is a little sneak peek of that, and we will see you again for City's next game in the Club World Cup.
From the beginning, when Oscar came, I saw that he had something different, you know.
When he scored that goal at Newcastle, I was there.
It was the best moment of my life. It was great.
The ball is with Kovacic. Kovacic on to De Bruyne. De Bruyne tries to scoop it in towards Bob. Bob is there. Still Bob. Oh, absolutely stunning.
The manager said to go and score a goal, and I had to put the pass.
He was ready to be one of the main players for the team.
Into the penalty area he goes, Oscar Bob. Haaland scores, comes inside and scores.
Oscar Bob.
We'll see more of you this season.
Hopefully. Yeah, when I heard about the news, I was, like everybody else who loved football, very sad.
I mean, everyone was super sad. I just slept and I heard the bone snap.
We've seen the news this week about Oscar Bob's injury.
We're playing little games and I don't know, you know, it's something unfortunate happened.
He was there every day doing his recovery, coming back.
I have been speaking to him and he just said he just missed playing football.
You're good? Yeah. There's a broken bone, I've lost muscle.
How were you with your 1v1s?
Don't feel as explosive yet.
The recovery press is very lonely.
Driving forward that right leg.
Was the ball a welcome back from Oscar?
From the moment he comes in and he's asking what's my plan for today, show me what I need to do and I'll go out there and I'll do it.
It was a great moment towards the end when Oscar Bob came back on.
We're back.